Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can also catch Miguel and Holly. Oh. As I was going down my laundry list, I forgot. Because normally I'm like, well, we do our Sunday sessions. And on Mondays I go, oh, so how was it? But you addressed it on the full show.
I did.
We got to address it here to the people that were looking forward to it.
I'm trying to do cross promotion here. You know, if you listen to only the Uncensored podcast, I really invite you to listen to the full show podcast on Hits 96.1, Miguel and Holly, where I do address it. But if you would like me to address it again, I can.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened? Why can't I say if you missed it, you should go back and listen to our Sunday or your Sunday session?
I'm a human being and
Yes.
I forget things.
That's all right.
And
so that's
I
what we're going with now?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
I'm
Go.
a human being and I make mistakes and I'm not perfect. Only the Lord and Savior, whoever you you pray to, is perfect. And I am not that person. And therefore, I should be given grace. I should be given jewels. I should be given
Jewels?
Jules,
Jewels,
what are you
because
talking
you
about?
know
You're
what?
real defensive right now. Nobody's coming for you.
I should be
Well,
given
Miguel is,
gifts.
but-
I'm about
No,
to.
Miguel is.
Gifts?
No,
I'm
for
about
sure.
to.
No, because it's my birthday and it's Pride Month. No, I'm just kidding. I'm super sorry. I totally forgot that I had a Sunday Sessions episode. Now I can explain, but it's not an excuse. It's more so of an explanation. So
I love
on
an
Friday,
explanation.
On Friday, I had to bolt out of here to go do a remote in Concord. So I didn't get to do my normal things that I normally do on Fridays, which is do my weekend show. And I did get it done, but I didn't have enough time to just do my Sunday session. So by that point on, whatever, my husband is back after not seeing him for a few days. So we were just together the whole time. And then Sunday happened. We're recording our other podcast on Los Yappers.
Oh, so
And
you
it's
were
not-
here.
Oh, 100%. Yes, I was.
You were in the building on
I was
Sunday.
in the building on a Sunday to record Los Yappers podcast. And it wasn't until 7:30 where we're just packing up. And I'm like, oh, it's Sunday. And this was my weekend.
Oh.
And that's when I realized. So no excuse, definitely an explanation, but definitely no excuse on my part. I think just when something changes in my schedule, the Sunday sessions was not on my priority list, unfortunately. So
Wow, that says a lot.
it's the truth.
Uh-huh.
If it says a lot, that's okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm a human being, like I said. And
Wow, I love how you keep throwing that in there.
well, it just is what it is. But I am very sorry for people that were looking forward to it. I'm very sorry to my coworkers for letting them down, because I know
It's
we all work
okay.
very hard
You're
and
just
we
doing your
all
best.
we all do our things, and sometimes things slip through the cracks.
Okay.
The funny thing is, on Friday's podcast, which you were not here for, we were like, and Sunday session with Calvin. Do you think Calvin knows that it's supposed to be his day? Do you think? Well, we'll see.
Why did nobody text me? No, just kidding. That's no. Nobody needs to do that. Funny enough, I was listening to that podcast on my way to the room. So I must have missed that part.
Maybe it was at the end. I should have texted you. We should have texted you. You're right.
It's okay. No, it's no one's fault. It's mine. Any comment, Miguel? You got something to say?
I have nothing to say.
Wow.
Fucking bitch.
I just like you to just explain to our platypus posse who depend on us
Yes.
to be here.
No, I understand.
And so, they'll be the ones, because it's them, the ones that you let down, not me, because we don't get paid from this. So it's,
Right.
them that are disappointed that maybe woke up Sunday and they were like, oof, let's get my Sunday list of things to do. I can't wait to pull up Miguel and Holly Uncensored and see whose Sunday session I'm going to
Right.
get me through whatever
Right.
Sunday activity I have going. So
And you know what? I have a solution for that. If you are missing me, my particular voice, please go ahead and check out my podcast, Los Yappers Podcast. That will fill whatever need or whatever hole that is missing.
I mean, it's
of the
already too late because
content.
it was Sunday yesterday. Today's Monday, so
Well, Los
Right.
Yappers was out yesterday, wasn't it?
It's tomorrow.
It's
Tomorrow.
Tuesdays, 10:30. Look at Miguel knowing my schedule.
Mhm.
Yes.
I know your schedule. I know
so-
everybody's
Oh,
schedule,
Thank
girl.
you, girl. I wonder if you're listening.
Mhm.
Anyways,
I do.
which
I have
one?
not all of them, but I have. It's on my rotation.
I love
I
that.
have
Thank
not.
you.
I have it slated. Do I listen to it? No. Just like I don't
Mm.
listen to anybody's podcast. Not anyone.
That's okay.
But I want to. I don't
you.
ever know when I'm going to.
Yeah.
I think maybe the gym, but then I need music at the gym because
Mm.
I need to and y'all, I didn't go to the gym once last week. I'm like, oh my God, I fell off. I'm never going to go again. But I'm like, no, I will commit. I think I'm going to try to go today,
Mm.
which is usually my schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But I think I'm going to have to switch it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday because the Saturday sessions are not happening. So I need to get back on that horse. But anyway, I say that to say I like the music. I got to find a different space for podcasts.
Okay.
Before we move on, Vanessa said, Kelvin, I did listen to your Yappers last night because your Uncensored episode
Oh,
didn't
no.
drop.
Thank you, Vanessa. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go. Okay, that's all.
you.
How was your weekend with your honey boo? Because he since he was in town.
It was great. I haven't seen him in 8 days,
Mhm.
which is a lot for us. He's normally gone for maybe 4 days out of the week. But he split half of it in New York with his sister, which he got to bond with, and then he came back, and then he went straight to a work trip in New York. But he came back. Honestly, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I'm not gonna give the rainbows of it all. Sometimes it's not a good weekend. Sometimes it's not a good time with your partner. Sometimes it's like arguments, and it's nothing like, oh my God, terrible, we're getting a divorce. It's more so like, I think we were just getting on each other's nerves. Like, I had a really crappy week of sleep last week, and that for sure affects how I speak, how I communicate, how I act. And there was definitely one of those situations where, like, God, this is not as big as it needs to be. But I had made a comment about how he bought an extra bottle of marinara sauce. And I was like, why would you buy that? Like, he just came back from the grocery store, and my immediate reaction was, why did you buy that? And he was like, why are you commenting on what I'm buying on? We already had 3 bottles of pasta sauce in the fridge, 2 and 1 unopened. And that became a thing of like, well, like, you really shouldn't comment on what I buy. Like, if, it's my money and I should be able to buy whatever I want. And I was like, yeah, but we shouldn't be wasteful. And we've had a conversation before. So we had a little tiff about that. And I wonder if other people kind of go through those certain situations.
I was just about to say this is something that every single person,
Okay.
like, I get into accidental arguments. I don't even mean to. I don't even mean to be saying things
Yeah.
like this. Because one time, like, a bunch of tomatoes went bad because I like my tomatoes on the counter because they're supposed to be. You're not supposed to refrigerate tomatoes, by the way.
Right.
But my fiance really likes them cold and hard as a rock in the refrigerator. So I got the thing out and I was like, oh no, these tomatoes went bad. He's like, well, I always get you like the almost smushy ones because you like them like that. And I was like, well, no, I mean, don't get the ones that are about to go rotten. Like, I'm going to keep them on the counter so that they can stay that way. And he's like, I'm doing it wrong. So I guess I'll just do it better. And I'm like, no, I'm not saying do it better. I'm just saying, like, you could get ones that are less ripe. I'm not saying you're doing it bad. I'm just telling you. And he's like, no, it's fine. I get it. I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, why are we fighting?
Why?
I think there's like something that happens, at least for me in my brain, and I think it comes from there is a childhood trauma there. I know that it's a trigger for me. Like, I don't mind being corrected because I don't want to be wrong about stuff. But like, when you're in a relationship with someone and for a long time, it's like the little things that I'm like, did you really need to waste breath correcting me on that? Because is life going to turn upside down that you had to say, oh, I'm doing this wrong? And Abe's really big about like, and he's never like, aha, you got it wrong, bitch, I gotta correct you. It'll be more like, oh, like, that's not the right way, or why are you doing that? And then there's always this thing that just like twists in my body and like my shoulders hunch up and I'm just like, well, why the fuck did you need to tell me that?
But
Is
what
it
if
like,
you
is
do it
life
wrong
better?
again, though? What if you do it wrong again?
But like, what's gonna happen? The fact that put this wrong away. And he's like, well, I'm just saying. And I'm like,
don't know.
well, did you really need to say that? So I get it.
I'm the one that's saying the things. But like sometimes I keep my mouth shut a lot, by the way.
Oh,
I'm
so
sure
you're
Abe
saying
does too.
so you're saying your fiance is wrong a lot?
No. No, he's right all the time. He's right. He's so right.
I definitely have a toxic side because, of course, my immediate reaction, which I've been trying to work on. I've been reading certain self-help books, but I haven't finished the book yet. But there was a point in the argument where I was like, who cares about this one? Two, you're being so sensitive. I just asked you why you bought the tomato sauce, which is a waste of money, which is pointless. And we had already had a conversation about this. Like, hey, you're overbuying stuff. You bought like a Costco size of paper towels and we didn't need that. And he said, sorry. And that was it. Like we move on, we continue. But this was a conversation we had previously. So I was like, hey, that was kind of dumb. Then his rebuttal was, well, it's $1 and it's a different flavor. Why do you get to buy multiple different kinds of built protein bars? And I was like, that's different.
That's a dangerous.
I was like, that's different.
It's opening a dangerous door.
Yeah, once you start going down, you bought this and I bought that, like nobody's going to win.
Right.
No one is walking away a winner in those sort of arguments.
Right. And overall, what I learned was he was like, hey, instead of immediately criticizing me right as I walked through the door with the groceries, how about you say, hey, we had a conversation about buying multiple tomato sauces. Why did you end up buying another one? I could have just gone with that instead of being like, why would you buy another one we have?
There is something to be said. This is what I always have said, Holly. I've always said this. You can say or ask anything. It's all about how you phrase it.
Yeah.
If you come to me and I understand, Oscar, because since I do the grocery shopping, and this has happened quite a few times because I do tend to buy the same things because I never remember what we have. And Abe has learned now, don't ever come at me and be like, well, why did you buy 2 things of sun-dried tomatoes? Because I'll be like, when was the last time you fucking went shopping?
That's what I really never ever try to say. I'm not the one doing the grocery shopping. So I'm just like, but we go back to, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago, where if he forgets something and I'm just like, oh no. And then he's like, well, it's really, and like it could start a whole thing. And I'm like, I'm not mad. Are you mad? Why are we mad? Anyway, why is grocery shopping so fucking difficult?
So difficult.
Like, I think if you ask it in a way of, like, for instance, when Abe, I know he was afraid to tell me because when I first started really getting into cooking and the vegetable part, like I always try to make the protein, the chicken, the meat, something different every week. That's no problem. But I eat green beans every single day.
And there's nary another veggie on Miguel's plate.
Nope. Like every now and then I'll sneak in asparagus. Maybe I can do some broccoli, but usually it's green beans 95% of the time. And so I know that when I first started cooking, and I just wasn't thinking about the vegetable. I was always focused on the meat because that's, the big part. And so I would just grab some green beans and not even think about it. And I remember the day when Abe was like, hey. He was like, your cooking is so good.
So good.
Can we just mix up the vegetables? And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I totally not thinking about that. I just grab it because I'm so focused on the meat part. Now, if he would have come to me and been like, why y'all steak ass buying these green beans every night? My God, it's all about how you ask it. And because he came from a place of like, I am sorry, I appreciate what you're doing.
You want him to kind of grovel when he's telling you
Not grovel, but at least acknowledge the fact that I'm putting in the work to create these meals and it's not easy to come up with ingredients. And also because I know that I'm picky and I can eat the same thing every day, that I'm trying to make these meals for him, and just acknowledge the fact that I am putting effort in, but then be like, hey, I also know that you're doing that, but can we also add a little variety? And so now when I go grocery, like today, I have the meat out. I know what I'm cooking. I grab my green beans and then I always grab him a different vegetable, and it totally was okay. But
and then you can move forward and not have to eat green beans every single day of your damn life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Heather said collaborative notes. It'll notify of changes or reminders for
by the way,
lists.
This is actually brilliant because so my friend Heather there was had shared a couple collaborative notes with me, and then that's what got us into doing collaborative notes for grocery shopping. We have a group text now with me, my fiance, and my daughter, who's 11. She's on it too. And we have a collaborative note where you can do bullet points of adding to the grocery list. And so now because it used to be just us yelling out in the middle of any time of day, would be like, oh, we need more veggie chips. And then my fiance is like, okay. And I'm like,
forgetting.
Did you write it? Did you write it down? He's like, I can't get my phone right now, but I'll remember it. And I'm like,
you won't.
Nope.
And sometimes he did remember it, but sometimes he didn't write. So then he'd get mad and he'd be like, well, no, who's writing it down? Why am I the only one? So the collaborative note, and this has only been in the last maybe 2 weeks, has been a literal game changer. And he loves it because when you mark on his phone, apparently, when you mark it off, it goes to the bottom of the list. And then he's like, maybe we can do headings of like produce, meats. And I'm like, you asking a little bit for too much, but I will try that. I will try to do that. So now we're all hands in on this note. So yes, on that.
Yeah,
thank you.
I will also agree with collaborative notes for friends also. So like our cruises that we take every year, like we have one big note where it has like all of information, like your flights, your cabin number for the cruise and all that stuff, just so you're never always being like, wait, so what time are you landing? Like, when are you getting there?
Oh, so everyone has their info on the same note.
And then we have like their excursions and who's doing what. So we're not having to always keep asking each other. So yes, Heather, collaborative notes are such a good thing.
High five.
Well, did y'all move past that?
We did eventually. What else? We checked out this brand new all-you-can-eat sushi spot, which was delicious.
I've been hearing a lot about it.
It's so good. And they have different stuff, not just sushi, but they have, hibachi stuff. They have...
Love hibachi.
How do you say it? Carpaccio?
Oh, yeah, carpaccio.
Carpaccio. They have tons of stuff. So good. We literally rolled out of there. We got to experience... Funny enough, we got to experience a couple right next to us, I think on their first or second date.
Oh, it's always so precious when you come across this in the wild.
Very, very precious and really cringy questions. Like the guy was trying to just come up with conversation and we overheard. Of course, I was doing like this. I was like, so tired, so sleepy, covering my face, while also just having an ear out. And I heard him say something like, so are you into sodium or low sodium soy sauce? Like it was just
no.
But the other girl was giving back the energy, so I kind of liked it. It was a good date, it seemed. We left out of there, and I don't know why, but I keep getting tagged or promoted Love Island. And my best friend Shay told me about it. Of course, I shot it down. I was like, that's really stupid. I'm not going to watch a dumb love show. I don't really care about reality love shows, et cetera, et cetera. For some reason, after that certain situation, I was like, I don't know why I connected the two. And I was like, why don't we watch Love Island? So I put it on. The first 10 minutes, I was hooked. There's just a bunch of really attractive people thrown on an island. They're all single. They all come from really different backgrounds, really interesting storytelling when they talk about their lives back home. All different kinds of walks of life. And they get put in a house. And I really felt like I was taking notes into, wow, these are really confident people. It's a really confident people and how they speak and how they talk and how they carry themselves. And that's really what I started to take away from the show. Of course, now we're about maybe 5 episodes in. That's basically what we did the whole weekend. We watched the show. We are hooked. Team Shael, Team Ace. Yes. And
are these people that have been on like other reality shows?
No, these are
brand
new.
New.
Just all new.
Brand
okay.
new.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a really manipulative show. Like there's certain challenges where like they have to put on a blindfold. The people are already coupled. And then the host will say something like, all right, nobody can see you, but raise your hand if you want to make out with somebody outside of your couple.
Oh.
And the premise of the show is that for you to win America's, I think, favorite couple. And so throughout the show, they introduce new beaux into the villa, and then things get shaken up. And sometimes you find connections with other people, and sometimes you're rooting for this couple, and the guy ends up standing up and being like, "No, I want to change." And then you're like, "What the fuck?" It's very, very interesting.
Is it on Peacock?
I think I'm watching it on Hulu. No, but it's on Peacock. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Peacock, NBC.
Love
Mhm.
Island.
Yes, Love Island. I think we need to get into it. I think it's going to be the vibe for the summer. I think it has been the vibe for a really long time. We just never hop on it.
Because I was like kind of thinking about maybe getting into Big Brother this year and dipping my toe back in, because I feel like
Sure.
everybody keeps saying, Miguel, you are such a Big Brother fan. You got to come back. You got to come back home. And I'm like, girl, no. But in me trying to not be out in the streets every weekend, I'm like, maybe it's time to dip my toe back in, but we'll see.
I think Big Brother doesn't. I think Big Brother's for the OGs now. It doesn't get that much hype anymore. I think Love Island now is like the new Big Brother of this
Okay.
era.
Well, maybe I will watch the first. I will watch the first episode. Not gonna promise anything, but I will watch the first episode.
I know what's gonna happen. Miguel's gonna come in here and be like, "Wow, I love it,
Yes.
love it. Let me
Yes,
tell
yes,
you
yes.
why." And then he'll come in with an even more compelling argument as to why we all need to watch this shit. So I'm just prepared. I'm buckled up. I'm ready for
Okay.
Miguel to see the first episode.
Do it.
I'll write that down.
And then we caught up with Hacks, which I was
Oh.
falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie, I was falling asleep not because the episode sucked, but because I legitimately have had the worst possible sleep this last week. So I kind of need to rewatch that. And then we
So
caught
good.
up with And Just Like That, and it is absolutely horrible.
Garbage, right?
Literal garbage. Like I thought season 2 was better than season 1. This season, however, horrible.
Who is
Horrible.
paying money to still have this show on? And like, this is wild for me to say. I was a huge Sex and the City fan. And like now we know, like now that we're removed and we all have therapy speak in our Instagrams and everything, like
Mhm.
I understand how problematic Carrie was. But at the time, I was a Carrie, right? And I was like watching it when I was in my very early 20s, wanting to live these ladies' lives.
Yeah, this was
Like,
like the Bible.
Yes,
it
honey.
was. I think it impacted me in several positive and also probably negative ways. Just because they were so loosey goosey, I was like, it's a free for all. Anyway,
Yeah.
and so it was just they were my role models. Okay, so when I say this, I don't say it lightly. I'm like, why are we still doing this? Like, this is, I don't know who's asking for this. Maybe there is a ton of people who love it, but I've not heard a single person that I know into this show, like loving it. You know, like you're either like sort of like cringe watching it, or you just dislike it
I
altogether.
feel like a lot of people are hate watching it, where they're kind of like, all right, well, let's see what this stupid stuff is today on this episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just makes me sad.
I'm
Me
cringe
too.
watching.
I don't want to see that. Like, I wanted to stay in that bubble in my mind
Right.
of what it was when I was like early 20s. That's what I wanted to stay as.
Yeah. And then Sunday, our latest hyperfixation. Remember when I went to that remote to Dave & Buster's and it was like a grand opening? They gave us like a crap ton of credits.
Mm-hmm.
We go every single first weekend of the month because we get to reload $75 on the Dave & Buster's card.
I'm so jealous of that. I would do the same thing.
And we ended up stop playing the games. We don't even play the games anymore. We go straight to the slots, and it's Dave & Buster's money, so it's not our money. So all we do is go to the slots, we press a shit ton of coins so we can get all the credits, and that's basically what we do every single month. We did that yesterday.
Yes.
And we're getting really close to getting the icy slushy machine for 21,000 tickets.
Oh my God.
We're at 10K right now. So
Oh my God.
things are looking good.
That is so wild.
And that was it. Then I recorded Los Yappers podcast, talked about friendship between men and women.
Mm.
And that's pretty much it. That was my weekend. Yeah.
Holly,
Hi. Hello.
how was your weekend?
So my weekend was actually really couldn't have gone better. It really could not have gone better. So my fiance's daughter is for purposes of storytelling, this is a very long story and I can't even get into all the details, but she is staying over now. This past weekend was the first night in a long time where she has spent the night, because previously we just got her daytimes. And so this past weekend, she stayed the night Saturday into Sunday, and we had been prepping for this for quite some time. So it was a big deal in our house. And so Friday, we didn't have her Friday, but Maya was so pumped about it because she kept saying, she's like, do you know tomorrow's the day? Like, it's the day. So like the whole family was excited. And so Maya had made like a whole list of like what we were going to do. One of the big things being they wanted to build fairy houses in the backyard.
Oh.
So I was like, whatever, as long as it's going to take up some time, like that we don't have to be actively like y'all go do what y'all do.
Yeah,
Y'all
go
old
play.
enough now.
Go
Like
play.
Maya's 11, she's 10. So like y'all do what you need to do. But we had to go to Michael's to get the crafting supplies for the fairy gardens, which was cute. It was cute. And I even texted the group. I said, hey, there's a lot of good Pride stuff at Michael's, by the way, heads up. Walk in, it's the first thing you see. And I'm like, I see you, Michael's. Okay. And I'm not saying it's like aisles and aisles, but it's a nice little kiosk of Pride stuff. I got myself some little sparkly things for Pride.
Can I just real quick little tangent? I was at Harris Teeter yesterday and they have a Pride table.
Oh.
And it was like some multicolored flowers and then they just had Skittles. I was like,
No.
that's it.
Representation, girl.
They were like, happy Pride. Here's some Skittles. Taste the
Taste
rain.
the rainbow. They
I was
tried.
like, you know what? At least you have the word Pride up there. I'll take it.
They tried. God bless them. They tried. Well, and I wanted to buy some decor because I only just have a wreath at home, which the wreath is great, but like, and it was kind of picked over already. So I was like, damn. Anyway, I'm looking at the Pride stuff. They're in the fairy garden section. We were at Michael's for like an hour plus.
Oh.
And then we spent over $100 at Michael's for these fairy gardens.
Oh.
But I was like, it's in the name of this is an exciting weekend, whatever. That was just the first of many things that it's mostly Maya. Maya knows how to spend somebody's money, and she's really good at arguing herself into why she should have it. So we get all this fairy garden stuff. And then we had to make a couple other stops. We get home and they're like, we're going to do the fairy gardens. It's like, at this point, it's like 2 p.m. And we're like, have at it.
Get
Go. And I'm like thinking this is going to take hours of time. 10 minutes later, they come in. They're like, do you want to see our fairy gardens? I was like, I'm sorry, what? Y'all done? I go out. They have already done the whole thing in 10 freaking minutes. And I thought it was going to take way longer than that because I was like, we planned an afternoon for you to do.
Oh, my $100 for 10 minutes of fun.
Yes.
I would go kick it all down and say, start over. It's not good enough.
Kick it all down.
This is $100. I need at least a good 2 hours
Out
of this, okay? Not 10 minutes. Oh, hell no.
No. So that's why it was a bit shocking to me. I was like, oh, all right. Well, there we go. So anyway, it's fine. They were super cute. And then they ended up wanting to leave offerings to the fairies. And then later in the evening.
Sounds like witchcraft to me.
I know. Maya pulls me aside. She's like, don't forget, you got to do the fairy stuff overnight. I'm like, we do? I'm out here being a fairy now. What are we doing? Anyway, it was a whole thing, but it was very cute.
She was a fairy.
I was a fairy. So, but the night went really well. We watched, we watched School of Rock, and which I feel like that would have been a good one. I don't think the girls liked it as much as we thought they were going to like it. I think we just like it because it's Jack Black being silly, and I don't think they liked it as much.
I can't stand Jack Black.
Oh, I like Jack Black.
Stand him.
But it didn't. I don't think that like it doesn't held up as good because it was for a different generation. And I'm like, that's a little, but they still liked it. It's just they didn't like it as much as we thought. But the overnight went great. Everything went well. And then Sunday, we decided to go see Lilo and Stitch. Now, I don't know why, y'all, but I have not ever seen Lilo and Stitch.
It was after
Ever.
your time. You were in college, I think, when it came out.
That's the problem, is that I was in college, and when people were like talking about it, there was a narrative around it, but I was like, I am out here going to frat parties in the bar, and we're doing keg stands. Like, get out of here with Lilo and Stitch. I didn't even really know what it's about. Generally, I knew the concept, which is why I didn't even really want to see this. I was like, I feel like it's not for me. It's not for me. So we go, and I was prepared to not like it. I sat in the seat. I got like I was like ready.
Arms crossed, legs crossed.
Yes, I got myself mozzarella sticks just because I was like, I need something to enjoy this trash that's about to happen. This stupid ass alien shit.
Oh my God.
I was not really. I really was not excited about it at all. And then my seat didn't work, which is now 2 movies in a row where my chair at the movies is broken. The first movie we went to go see Sinners, my fiance and I, and my chair, I hit the button and it went all the way out so that you're like laying in it and it wouldn't go back down. It was stuck that way. So I had to watch the movie either sitting up with my legs on the side or like flat on my back. This chair didn't go out at all.
Oh, no.
So I literally was sitting.
No.
So anyway, it goes for probably the first half an hour. I'm like, I knew this was stupid. I don't like any part of this. This is not good. Like, what is this CGI is not even that. I don't even like it. I don't like this concept. Who the hell are these people? Is that Zach Galifianakis? We had a whole conversation, side convo. I was like, I think it's just some other random middle-aged white dude that looks like Zach Galifianakis. He's like, no, I think it might be. We talked about this on the side for like 5 minutes. Turns out it was Zach Galifianakis. So then I don't know where the switch happened. I really don't know. Because even in the middle, when things are starting to get like come together a little more, I was like, where did this come from? Like, what the hell is this about? Then finally we get to the end. And the familiar feeling hits me where I know that I'm about to cry. It hits me first, like in my throat.
That Disney magic.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh no, oh hell no, not
Here we
this.
go. Here we go. Here we go.
And so then I started trying to like look other places because I'm like, not this. I will not allow this movie to make me cry. So I start looking other places and I'm like, get it together. So then I'm like, okay, it passed. Fine. We get to the very end of the movie. I can't even now I can't stop. Tears are coming down my face. I'm starting to do like the thing where I'm like, I look over, Maya's crying. She never cries. Has only ever cried at one other movie in her entire life. Didn't cry at Titanic, if you'll recall. She's crying. Now that makes me cry more. I am a ball of just emotions and a mess. And I was like, okay. It's her family.
Oh, Hana means family.
It's broken, but it's still good. It's just, I'm gonna cry now about it. I really went through a whole range of emotions on Sunday with this stupid movie. So anyway, that was a fun weekend.
Oh, I need to watch it.
Yes.
Honestly, it really was good. And that little girl was just a delight. From the get-go, though, I knew that she was. And that was nice. But I just didn't like the story itself. I'm like, get this thing out of here. It's wreaking havoc.
My name is Stitch.
Like, yes. And I'm like,
my name is Stitch. Yeah.
Like, it would have broken some glasses and I would be like, that's it. Get the hell out.
I want to have fun with you, Holly. Yes.
I was pissed off about it. I was like, get this. She's lost a job now over this shit. I was so pissed.
Come play with me.
No, and then what I also didn't understand is when he starts to be kind of like nice, is because like she puts a little lei on him, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, hello, Lilo," and I'm like, "Was it a magic lei? What the hell is this?"
Magic lei.
You've never been
Why did
accessorized before.
That's what Maya's like. She's like, "Well, it's love." And I'm like, "Is it a love lei? What?"
Holly, it's a movie about aliens. You kind of just got to suspend reality.
I was having a difficult time. I was just so angry at the mess and all this. But then by the end, I was like,
that's like
save
when
him!
we're watching some sort of sci-fi thing and Abe's like, that's not believable. And I'm like, this is a movie about zombies. I think we just have to suspend reality for any sort of real rationalization about things. Like,
I know.
It's hard to sometimes because life
especially
sucks.
especially because I went in being like, I don't even want to see this stupid thing. And then it really made me love it. So yes, I get it now. I do. Like, I hate when I'm wrong, but I was wrong. It's fine. It's a fine movie. I probably won't ever watch the cartoon, but that real life one was good.
I had a good weekend. I went into it wanting rest. I was so worn out going into Friday, like just exhausted. So there were like thankfully, lots of friends went to DC for World Pride, which I was very nervous about.
It was a ghost town, girl.
It was. I mean, you would think that 90% of Charlotte proper is gay because it was just empty this weekend everywhere you went. Which I was like, whew, a lot of friends went out of town. This is perfect. But Friday night, the ones that were in town, we met up, and even my friends knew. They're like, we're going to do a casual happy hour. And I was like, the weather's nice. I do want to sit on a patio before it gets too hot.
I love sitting on the outdoors. Yes, let's do it.
So it was fantastic. We went out to Noda Company store, had a drink there. I had one of those sort of like THC drinks for the first time, which was really nice because I was like, I didn't really want to drink a lot. So we had that. Then we went to the Degenerate, where one of our friends joined us there and dropped the news that he has just joined as the lead singer a metal band.
I'm sorry. What now?
Yeah. I was like,
Metal.
please explain. And I know like he's into more alternative music, sort of like Abe is, my husband.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah, I've always loved it. And apparently he was in a metal band with his dad back in the day and showed pictures of it. And I was like, whoa, because he's kind of quiet unless you get him going. And I'm like, I can't imagine this. And then he showed some videos, and it's so crazy to see someone who, like, in group settings, they're always just kind of like, they only speak unless spoken to. Like, they're very quiet. They don't interject. And then he's on stage like, and I was like,
Oh my God. That's crazy.
this is insane to me. So I told him that once the band starts performing in a couple of months, I was like, I will come to see you perform one song.
Once. Oh, just one song.
Oh, I'm not staying for the whole thing.
Oh, no.
I was like, I want to see you on stage and be like, get it, girl. And then
I don't think you
properly
say
leave.
that
Rock
at
on.
metal shows. I think probably not. That's not the proper way to
You
do
can't
it.
say, get it, girl. Yes. Work it, Chase. Yeah, work it, microphone. Yes, honey.
I think absolutely no. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was sort of like the
Mhm.
shocking, like, what? So then we did that Friday night, and then Saturday I went with a friend to Columbia, South Carolina, to go to a little birthday party. Which last year, this is one of my best friends, his best friend from college. She normally has this big blowout party every year at her parents' pool in Greenville, South Carolina. And they do this cooking competition where you can win the golden spatula. And so, like last year, the
Oh,
first year we went, it was a taco cook-off, and we had so many delicious tacos. Well, all these people are like late 20s, early 30s, like 30, 31. Well, in the course of 12 months, 5 of them have had children. Because, like, apparently a couple of them were pregnant then last year at this party and didn't realize it until like a week or two afterwards. And so the pool party last year compared to this year, it was completely opposite. Like, we pulled up to the house and walked in like last year. There was like music playing from the backyard. And then like the mom came out with like shots on the tray and was like, happy birthday. This year we walk in, it is quiet in the house. Somebody's sitting there breastfeeding.
well, then you got to keep it down for the babies.
Right? Like there's like a little baby crib over here, playpen where somebody else's baby was sleeping. And I was like, oh, so this is a different pool party from last year.
Life out there, life in.
Literally. But it
Circle
was
of life in.
the circle of life happened. But it was so relaxing. And it's also fun just to like, because they all went to college together. So they're all, when you get through college friends, you're reminiscing. And so I just get to listen a lot. And so it was really nice to just sort of be quiet, sit in the pool, and just
Not entertain.
not entertain,
Right.
and just be listening to everybody and to listen to all their college drama. Because I was here for that. Because there was like one girl that was in, because it was a bunch of women that were all in the same sorority. And one of them was like, yeah, and my little stopped talking to me the second semester of my senior year. And then 5 years later, she just reaches out of nowhere and starts saying hi, but she would never tell me why she was mad at me. And I was like, well, girl, pray tell what happened.
my
Like, what went
You're up in
on?
here with the drama.
Listen, I loved it. It was great. Then we came back to Charlotte Saturday night. We watched a movie. We watched a movie Drop with
What's that?
How was that?
it was good. It was, those movies where
The trailer tells you the whole plot.
yes, but it's still intense, but like movies, like sort of like the movie Ma, where it's just awkward and cringy and it's like you can't stand it. So this whole premise of the show, or this movie Drop, is this single mom goes on a date with the guy, and all of a sudden she starts getting random messages on her phone telling her to do these things and basically to like kill the guy she's on a date with because they have somebody at her house that is about to kill her child if she doesn't do what she's supposed to do and kill this date.
Oh my God, I can't. Nope.
Right. So she like does all these like things that like you just wondering the whole time, why is this man still on this date? Like she's distracted. She's like doing all these crazy things. And each time you're like, I can't stand the awkwardness of this moment anymore. And then finally the tension breaks and you find out like who the person is that's trying to get it. And they're like, okay, but it was a good movie because I didn't fall asleep. So for a Saturday night, I'll give you that.
I just felt like the trailer told me everything. There's an explosion. She's like about to drop out of it. I don't know exactly what happens, but
here's the thing. Does she actually go through with it and kill the date to save her kid?
got it.
That's the question
That's
that you get to.
Okay.
And the why. Because I wanted to know why is someone wanting her to kill the date.
Okay.
Mhm. I
So-
would wanna know that.
So those are the questions that you're like that keeps you to the end. So it was good. And then Sunday I couch rotted. I did nothing.
Mhm.
Good recommendation for a show on Netflix. I'll give you 4 seasons with Tina Fey, Coleman Domingo, and Steve Carell.
I remember vaguely you said this last week,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I started watching it just randomly last week. It was something easy. It's really good. Like it's an easy show to get through. The episodes are 23 to 30 minutes long. And all the actors are great, but it's this group of friends that have been together since college, since the early 90s, and they're all like in their 50s now. And then like one of the couples gets divorced, and then it's like you navigate how do you navigate friendships that have been together for 30 years when someone gets a divorce, and then all of a sudden one of the people starts dating a younger person, and then they start coming on to the trips with all these people that are in their early 50s, and this person is like 29, 30. So super interesting. I love the gay couple, Coleman Domingo and his partner. They showed without making it a thing, because here's a thing that we've never talked about here in the gay world. Something flipped like 7 years ago where a lot of open relationships started happening, because like I used to never hear about it, and then all of a sudden friends were like, oh yeah, my husband and I are open, or lesbians, oh we're open, and I was like, wait, what? Well, the Coleman Domingo character and his husband are open, but they like, it's not even like a thing. It's just like, oh yeah, so we're out and there's someone there. And I was just, it's very interesting how they just sort of weaved it into the storyline.
Mhm.
And I was like, because I've never seen that on like a mainstream show like that before.
Right.
So that was really interesting to see. But I will definitely suggest 4 seasons on Netflix. Really good, easy show to get through.
Okay.
We'd love to see it.
That's all I got. That's all I did.
That's a chill weekend for you.
I know.
Girl, I took my adult gummy at 4:00 yesterday.
That's what we call a Sunday fun day.
Yes. And then I was climbing up to my bed around 7:30.
Yep.
I was asleep by 8. Loved it. I woke up this morning and I was like, hey, the sunshine. I need more weekends like this.
Get ready for this weekend.
Oh, I know. It's going to be freaking chaos. My in-laws, or my brother and sister-in-law, are coming into town. So we already have a Saturday of a drag brunch, millennial day party.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
That it goes from 4 till 10. And I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
So, Kelvin, how can people follow along with you and your husband?
Follow me at Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, but really just Instagram.
And I want to co-sign Zinda's recommendation, The Residency. That one's really good as well on Netflix. Holly, how can people find you on social media?
Radio Holly on Instagram and TikTok.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Miguel Fuller. I've started to finally pick up some traction after posting for months now. So you can go, please interact, share, save. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. And Kelvin, when are you going to do your makeup Sunday session?
Yeah, when do you want me to release it?
Do you want to do it this weekend? Or do you want to do it this week?
Yeah, I could do it this weekend.
Wait, so that you're not gonna do yours, or?
I mean, mine's already ready, so I can release mine whenever. I plan ahead.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the